Not gonna make any more coffee right now because I've already had 2 strong cups. I've been up since 3 o'clock. Went to bed at 8, 7:30. I went to bed at 7:30. 8 o'clock, I was asleep. Got up at 3 thinking it was I don't know what time I thought it was. Hey everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Was up in the library. Why does this feel so weird? Because it's tilted or something. It's more light. Because I got this facing this way instead of at my face. Hey, I look crazy this morning. I've been up since 3 o'clock, y'all, like a crazy person. For real. Just as crazy as I want to be. Good morning. I've been trying to take my evenings. So the other printer case. So let me show y'all. I told you I'm getting ready for this meet and greet, and then the others because we don't have this pictures. I like pictures for memories. So yes, I look crazy, but so we got this little bitty size right here. These are stickers. We got this size. We got this size and we got this size. So these the club size. And then, so these is going to be the sizes at all the events. We're going to have pictures, all 4 sizes. So if you want something you want to stick on the back of your phone or whatever. Ain't that cool though? And we got the little club pictures and everything. It's going to be, so I'm getting excited. I am. I'm getting excited. Good morning. So, let's talk about, y'all ready? Ooh, this is like bright, ain't it? It's a little different. I'm gonna have to figure this lighting thing out. I like how it's lighting it up. Just sharing some good news for the morning. I'm starting school and orientation for All right! Amari's starting esthetician school. My daughter want to be an esthetician, my youngest. That's so crazy. Congratulations. Congrats. We are educated folks around here. Thank you. So you could come and take care of my skin. Sounds good. Sounds great. We're going to end up being a dermatologist later. Is that the goal? Dermatology? Yes. Okay, so I was looking in this here green book this morning, and these tags that's on the outside is what I was paying attention to, right? I found some very interesting information in here. And it ain't nothing. I just be trying to share my little stuff with y'all. Y'all want to see what I found? Who got the big green book? And I know there's different versions, but who has it? Anybody that's here today? Anyone? Good morning. Okay, good. So, okay. Who remembers me talking about in Genesis, some of the people that are listed there are angels? Because they're the fathers of the giants. Y'all remember me talking about that? Okay. So then they weren't born, they arrived. Right? They weren't born, they arrived. And we know that the giants were around when Noah was around, right? And the monsters. The monsters and stuff was around. Now let me show y'all something that I found. And it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Crazy. Real crazy. Look at this. Oh. Dad, I need you to help me hold me up, Lord. I'm going to show y'all first. Y'all see that says the arrival of Uranus? The arrival of Uranus. Y'all see that right there? Look. Let me see it. The arrival of Uranus. Y'all see it right there? The arrival of Uranus. The arrival. Isn't that the name of a planet? Uranus? But look who's right after him. Okay, so y'all see, now let me show you this because I'm trying to show you something. See, that's the green line right there. Y'all see it? Do you see this green line here? I gotta go the opposite way. See it? See where Uranus shows up at? Ooh, this book is big. Right here. So if I turn this page, now look where this green thing is. Boom. Look who's in that line. The horses, the mermaids, and the giants. The centaurs and the... This is that same line to Uranus. After Uranus showed up, these guys showed up. This is the biblical history chart. It says the arrival of, which means you came from somewhere else. At the airport, it say arrivals and departures, which means you're coming in from somewhere else or you're going somewhere else. So when it say arrival, it don't say arrival of nobody else. The lines, it just show that they was born. But right there, it says arrival. Well, the Bible said that before the flood and after the flood, there was giants and monsters. Okay? And when we go on down his line, the centaurs come out of that line. The mermaids is in that line. The giants are in that line. Do you see why these books are important to read along with the Bible? You see? Because you can actually see. There's something else. I was just looking through here this morning and I'm like, what the heck? Something else. Just give me a second. Oh. Did y'all know that it was a Babylonian king named Vagina? I found that out today. Literally mind blowing. His name was Vagina. Yeah, that's crazy. Trying to get him in the screen. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Look right there. Kings of Babylon. I said, well, now we know where that word come from. It's some other words in here too. I said, well, wait a minute. Oh, who heard of King Abu Dhabi or Abu Dhabi? Abu. And every time we saw somebody named Abu, they were like Persian or something like that, right? Y'all heard the name Abu? And it was always in reference to some kind of joke about Persians or something like that, right? Ooh. Well, they be telling us without telling us. Because the other word for Ahab, who who Ahab is? Anybody know who Ahab is? His other name is Abu, Jezebel's husband. His other name is Abu. In the Christian Bible, his name is Ahab, but his other name is Abu. Yeah, I said what? Habbu. So what the Christian Bible did is just take AHAB. I'm sorry, the seventh king of Israel. Yeah, but he was also did I say the Persians? I'm sorry. Ain't that crazy? Yep. Kind of know where your name come from too, Amari. You want to see it? I looked at that today. Your name is right there in the Kings too, if you didn't know. But it says it's Omri and not Amari. Wait a minute. Where is it? It's actually one of the first names up there. Look. Omri. You see it? Mm-hmm. Crazy. You was the first one to say something today. Uh-huh. Amari. Mm-hmm. So Abu, when you see now the name Abu Dhabi, they have a lot of names with that are prominent people. And names mean something, right? Who is y'all here with me or is y'all gone? Yeah. Okay. I got some more for you. Just give me a second. Oh, who did I tell y'all that Baal was a real person? We studied that already, right? Y'all know Baal was a real person. Baal and Baal were real people. Did y'all know that? Y'all remember we studied that they were real people? Okay. So now we understand why God was pissed that the humans were worshiping Baal because it was an actual person. Yeah, definitely. There's one more or two more in here that I want to show y'all. Oh, there's somebody in here named Origin too. I'm just looking at all these words because we never questioned where they come from. But it was a person in here named Origin. I'm trying to find that. I'm like, dang. Oh, and this. Who remembers me talking to y'all about the archons? What is an archon? There's so much stuff on this thing you can only take in a little bit at a time. Who remembers what an archon is? My big green book. Did anybody go look it up what an archon is? Well, go look it up, seekers and finders? Y'all know we don't do no guesses around here. You had to buy a magnifying glass. Yes, it's a lot in here, ain't it? Don't that make you happy? Archons are dark spirits. They were Greek rulers. True. Did anybody go get the book the Nag Hammadi Library? Anybody? Archons are primordial spirits. Primordial spirits. So they've been here since the beginning. Okay? Now, look what it says here in this good old book. Where is it? Where is the yellow? Hold on, let me find it again. Y'all know I'll be looking at this backwards. Hold on. Did I just knock it down? Oh, girl. Page. Ah, there it is. Y'all see what it say right there? The annual archons. Which way is it for this side? Oh, I gotta find it for this side. Hold on. Oh, right there. Okay. Maybe if I look from this side, I can see it over here. Y'all see what that says? Draco's laws by the archons, the bloody laws. And then, where is it on this? There we go. The annual archons. The annual archons and the Draco laws by the archons. Who are the fathers of the dragon brothers? The dragon siblings? I don't know if it's online or not. You can check it out. It's called Adam Synchronological. You see what it's called. Synchronological chart of mapping history. You can look it up. The draconian laws. Do we think that I don't understand how my odd book just keeps coming up not around. It's like it gets legs, like my mama said, and walk out. Weird. Oh, there we go. There it is. Yep. Who remembers this book? On Britannica, they say primordials are the ruling deities created by the subordinate creator. Ah! Oh. So the archons, the rulers of Greece where all the monsters and stuff was living. The city of the gods, Greece and Rome, ain't that said it was the place of the gods? The primordial archons. So in this book, the last book of the Rephaim, or the sons of Rapha, who are mentioned in your Bible, And we know that Og is a real king. He lives because he's mentioned in your Bible. In here, it talks about, oh, I want to show y'all this too real quick. So let me just do that. Y'all see they worshiping Baal right there. B-A-A-L, or Baal. But y'all see that dude, Gyges? Gyges. Y'all see that? He in here too. I'm trying to find. I just seen his name somewhere. Hold on. Where are you, sir? Anyway, he's in here. Just seeing his name. Gyges. Or Og Gyges. OGS. He's in here. But I wanted to also show you somebody. Oh. Come on. Where there was something else. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I had highlighted, but now let's see. Oh, here we go. Byzantine. There's that. Oh, there's Sargon. We did that. I'm trying to think. Where is it? Somebody it said show, and I can't remember his name. But it was saying that he was an Amorite, and I can't find where is that. Give me 1 second, y'all, because y'all know how much information is on this dang book. One of the other things I found out, Caledonia is Scotland. So when we see Paul and them or whatever, when they was going to Caledonia, Caledonia is our Scotland. That was interesting. Also, where is it? Scotland. It says Scotland was started by somebody named Fergus the First, right? And it says a prince came from Ireland. Well, we know Ireland is Ireland. Ireland is Ireland. Who knows that Ireland and Ireland are the same place? Ireland and Ireland. Ireland and Ireland is the same place. So I'm looking at, because I just been trying to figure out. I told y'all we got to find out where the people went, and the person that started Ireland was also out of Zerubbabel's bloodline. Y'all heard of Zerubbabel from the Bible, right? He was in the bloodline of Zerubbabel. And Josiah, Hezekiah, Jotham, Ahaz, they was in that same Azor. They all in that bloodline of the person that started Ireland. So very interesting. Y'all know those names, right? Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Manasseh. Yeah, butterfly. I got your look. See, this why this book is good. Because I'm telling you, it breaks down the whole. That's why I said it's so much I be wanting to tell y'all. Because I'll highlight it. Like it shows us where Sargon came in at. And we know who Sargon is. Right? Esarhaddon is in here. Sennacherib or son of a cherub is in here. And it's crazy because, let's see if I can find it. It's back here. Yeah. I'm trying to see who was living at that time. What? Okay. So it says that Shishak, sorry y'all, it says right here that Shishak made an alliance with Solomon. At the time, Ethbal and them was living at this time, y'all. Not the commercial Shishak. And this show is a big thing to have a Shishak right now. Now we know where that name come from too. He was Egyptian. It's right here. He got two names: Sephrinnes or Shishak. Shishak. Yeah, between 1100 BC or no 1000 BC. Hired by Asa to make war on Baasha, he ravaged Naphtali. Now we know that Naphtali is one of Jacob's sons. This is just so interesting, y'all. I just been looking. There was some other stuff I wanted to show y'all, but I can't find it right now. It was something else. Oh, give me 1 second. There's Thermopylae. There was something I was looking at right here. We know about Thermopylae because we have Thermopylae or whatever you want to call it. We have that book, and it's about the fire war. It was something else on here that I had highlighted, and I can't remember what it was. There's Herod, Cleopatra. Ah, here it go. Thank you, Dad. I was trying to figure out where this was. There it go. And this one too. Yeah. So, can y'all tell me why this dude got a tail on this coin? Y'all see he got a tail? Do y'all see it? This man has a tail, y'all, on this coin. Now, you want to know what's crazy? He got a tail on that coin. But guess who was around that time, though? See him on the cross there? See the yellow coin? See him on the cross? See the yellow coin? It's in the same time. Wait a minute. Why does this man on this coin during the Roman Empire have a tail? Where's Rome? Where's Rome? Where's Rome? And y'all know they printed them lifelike or what the person looked like. Italy. Where did all the monsters go when they was ran out of ancient Mesopotamia? Where did they go? All right, let's do this real quick. Go tell me where the centurion soldier was from that stood outside Jesus' tomb. Thebes. Where was the centurion from that guarded? I don't know what it was called back then, I'm sure. But what was the name of the what was the city name? Thank you, Big Money. It tells us in the Bible, I believe, where he was from. If it don't tell us where he was from, you can look it up. Where was the Roman centurion soldier from? Petronius. Petronius? Excuse me, Lester. I need to get under here for a second. I'm sorry. Yes, his name is Lester. Y'all see the word there? What does that say? No, this word in between my fingers right here. Seder, y'all. Seder. 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 A Seder. Seder. What is a Seder? A goat man? Do you see where it says Greece? See the bloodline for Greece? See Troy and Ilium? But do you see what's right above that? Do y'all see it? Greece come right after that. On that same Athens. See it? There's Greece and Athens. If I go backwards, that bloodline from Greece and Athens, or go right there. But we know, you see it? The centaur, the mermaid. You see it? If I flip this page backwards, what do it say right there? On that green line above and in the middle, it say Nimrod, Chaldee, Babylonians, right? But look, instead of the Chaldee, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are here and given in use. So they tell us they Greek name at the bottom, and they tell us they Chaldean and Babylonian name at the top. So what are they telling us when we flip the page and we see this on in between them two lines? What is that telling us? Whether it's the Greek name or the Chaldean or Babylonian name, these are the fathers of these monsters, and they went to Greece. They went to Greece. That's where they end up at. Ain't this a place out of the Bible? Ephesus? Damascus, maybe? And on the front of this, it's called the Satyricon. When I looked it up, Seder, this is all in Greek or Latin. The whole thing is, most of it. It says, look, it says, though a Jew worships, in fact, a pig god and sends summons to the ears of high heaven, unless he also cuts around the edge of his prick, and unless he cleverly removes the knot around his, whoa, he will be banished from his people. Will he move from his city, home city, and break the Sabbath by not observing abstinence? This is crazy because this is graphic. Doves made a nest in a soldier's helmet. It is obvious how much Venus loves Mars. But they use a word in here, Richard head. It's crazy. We see that Horace nowhere used verses of this rhythm continuously, but the learned Petronius employs it often in his works. Memphis is a city in Egypt and was the center of worship of Isis in its antiquity. You can recognize them in the lines we use to sing Maidens of Memphis. Fitted out for the rites of the gods, the boy colored with the black of night while his hands express. This is supposed to be Greek, but they're talking about all the people. They talking about the Jews. Listen now, the satyrs would have been enemies against God. The satyrs are the children of the fallen angels and animals. And in here, this person, Petronius, is saying that the Jews worship a pig god and you got to cut around your meat if you want to make it into heaven. Who else was saying that? Remember what Og called Nimrod? Here we go. I have hated everything Nimrod has loved, as I have hated his circumcised Nephilim kingdom. If I hated my circumcised brother giant and became a murderer of circumcised giants because of my hatred, so be it. I have a place in the afterlife. Baal and Mot have considered my oaths between them and seen to it. Baal of the earth has damned Nimrod's name to eternally mean feeble-minded and simple. Nimrod's name shall be associated with the mad desire to maim genitals. Is y'all getting what I'm saying? If this is a satyr's literature, why is he saying some of the same things in his poems or his sayings that Og is saying? Og is coming against the Jews because they circumcised. That's why he hated Nimrod. He called him a half-loined Nephilim. Og of Bashan from the Bible. The Rephaim, the sons of Repha. I'll show you so y'all don't think I'm crazy. Let me go and show you because this is biblical. The sons of Rapha are mentioned here in our book. The six-fingered men who were huge, and they had 6 fingers and 6 toes on each hand, the sons of Rapha. So we know for a fact that they were giants. The sons of Rapha is Og now, the Rephaim. A satyr and a centaur would be considered brothers of animal husbandry, right? Look, Nas, the black Rephaim, Arkut, the Rephaim, he had 500 giants with him. Athos, the climber who climbed the mountains until the air seemed cold, who was a soothsayer for Baal and the stars and the celestial bodies. Y'all see this? Yugos, The Black Rephaim from the Hotlands. Okay. Are y'all seeing this? Is there one? Is that where some people? Yeah, that's exactly where you get it from. It's a genetic marker that the sons of Rapha still existed. Jimmy J6 on TikTok has 6 fingers on both his hands right now, and they work effectively. Look, Tylo the simple giant, Raka the empty head, Vetis, Kodos, the Black Rephaim. Okay, we almost there. We know Ohio is one of the what's his name? Baraquiel's son. I'm ordering that book today. Good job. Ohio is listed in our other books. Ohio and Mahiah are the 2 giants that went and talked to Enoch. Y'all remember? We remember Gantua from Gargantua. There's Gantua from the Cold Lands, and Gargantua is from the Cold Lands. Gargantua and Printigul. This is the lineage of the giants right here. I need more books. Y'all heard about Gargantua. The red one is calling you. Well, go ahead and grab it then. Gargantua and Pentagrul is, look, and if you don't believe me, they talk about the Jews and stuff here too. It's so good. Look, on the first page, see what it say? From the Assyrians to the Medes, from the Medes to the Persians, from the Persians to Mesopotamia, the Macedonians, and from the Macedonians to the Romans. So this book, Assyrians to the Medes to the Persians, says exactly. Now that's Gargantua and Pentagrul. Okay? Says exactly what this says. Tell me that's not crazy. Right here. Right what I just showed you. See it? The Chaldeans, the Babylonians turned into who? The Greek gods. So these 2 books say the same thing. Og mentions Gargantua, and then we got a book called Gargantua and Printigul that talks about, as soon as you open it, it talks about it says, would to God that everyone has a certain knowledge of his genealogy, from Noah's Ark to the present age. From Noah's Ark to the present age, the genealogy. Okay? I've been telling y'all. It says, I think there are many today among the emperors, kings, dukes, and princes and popes of this world whose ancestors were mere peddlers of pardons and firewood. As, on the contrary, there are many almshouse beggars and poor and suffering wretches who are descended from the blood and lineage of great kings and emperors. which seems likely enough when we consider the amazing transferences of crowns and empires from the Assyrians to the Medes, from the Medes to the Persians, from the Persians to the Macedonians, and from the Macedonians to the Romans. From the Romans to the Greeks, and from the Greeks to the French. Gargantua and Pantagruel. So how is it that this book, I'm about to show you something else too. Talks about magic. Where is it? Talking about the bloodlines. Hold on. Look, this is him standing on top of the buildings pooping. You mean like Gargamel could have did for the Smurfs? Would y'all like to know Gargantua's mama's name? Who remembers me teaching about the Etruscans? His mama's name is Gargamel. His mama's name is Gargamel. His mama's name is Gargamel. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read a little bit of this. So it says, now to return to our muttons, let me say that by the sovereign gift of heaven, the antiquity and genealogy of Gargantua have been preserved for us in greater entirety than those of any other, except those of the Messiah. Why would they be talking about the Messiah in Gargantua and Pantagruel and genealogy? Let's go. Of which I do not speak, for is not my business. What is more, the devils, that is say, the detractors and hypocrites prevent me. It was found by Genadol in a meadow of his arch near Galou, below the Olive, on the way to Narseh. Here, as they were cleaning the ditches, the diggers struck with their picks against a great tomb of bronze, so immeasurably long that they never found the end of it, for it stuck out too far in the sluices of Vienne. Opening this tomb at a certain place, which was sealed at the top with the sign of a goblet, around which was inscribed the Etruscan letters Hic Bibitor. Y'all remember who the Etruscans were? They found 9 flagons arranged after the fashion of skittles in Gascony, and beneath the middle flagon lay a great, greasy, grand, gray, pretty little moldy book, which smelt more strongly but not more sweetly than roses. In this book was found the said genealogy, written out at length in chancery hand, not on paper, nor on parchment, nor on wax, but on elm bark. So worn, however, by old age that scarcely 3 letters could be read. Unworthy though I am, I was called to inspect it, and with much help from my spectacles, following the art by which letters can be read that are not apparent, as Aristotle teaches. So, letters that cannot be easily read, and they got to be looked under a different color light. Aristotle talked about that. Do y'all see how these books just keep on connecting everybody? Is y'all getting it? That don't go there. I translated it, as you may see in your Pantagruelizing, that this is to say, as you drink to your heart's desire and read the fearsome exploits of Pantagruel, at the end of the book was a little treatise entitled Corrective Conundrums, Rats, the Moths, or to be more truthful, some venomous vermin had nibbled off the opening, but the rest I have put down here out for reverence, for antiquity. So we know the extrusions are real. And they found a coffin that was so long they couldn't find the end of it, and it was copper. Look, how Gargamel, when great with Gargantua, ate great antiquities of tripe. Tripas. They had killed 367,014 of these fat oxen to be salted down at what? Mardi Gras. The Giants celebrated Mardi Gras. Is that what Fat Tuesday is? Oh, Carnival. Oh, talks about how he was born. It said, and they ordered for him 17,913 cows for milk. When this baby was born, they ordered for him 17,913 cows for his everyday supplies of milk. 17,913 cows. Who remembers me saying that when the Giants came, that the reason they was the main reason the famine came? Remember in Enoch it said that they was insatiable, their appetites were insatiable, they were never fed, they were never full. Every time they show us a giant, they eating. His mama carried him for either 11 months or 13 months. Oh, let me see. Talked about how he won of something over the Giants. Trying to find the thing. Where they were showing the bloodline, but I can't. Anyway. Ain't that crazy though? We go back through all of this stuff because it be stuff hitting right in front of our face. It's crazy that this Petronius person was talking about a pig god, and the Jews don't even know they serve a pig god, and talking about them being circumcised, and that's the same thing that Og was talking about. It says Athena gave the olive tree to Athens and became goddess of the city. Wait a minute. It says it was fear first created the gods in the world. When the lightning bolts fell from heaven. When the lightning bolts first fell from heaven, and the Arcadian mountains were dashed to pieces. Maybe Arcadian is Arcadian. Let me ask you a question. How does it say that Lucifer fell from heaven? Like what? And those that were with him were cast down from. Oh, like lightning. Oh, it was fear first created the gods in the world when the lightning bolts, plural, fell from heaven and Arcadian mountains were dashed to pieces in flames and Athos was struck and set ablaze. Soon Phoebus was carried below the earth, which has been transversed and rose again. The moon grew old and waned, and then the recovery to its glory. Next, the starry signs were scattered through the world and divided into changing months. The falsehood spread, and we know that all of our months are named after a idol god, right? Ain't all of our months named after an idol god, a Roman or Greek god? Our days. Mm. Submerged Neptune swims, Lord of all the sea. Okay. Go back over here to my big green book. Ah! There he is. Brother of Jupiter. And from what it's telling me, they came out of Asher. Found Nineveh on the Tigris and is conquered by Ninus. Mm-mm-mm. It says Assyria enlarges and improves his kingdom by the assistance of his noble queen Semiramis. I just realized that the middle of her name is Miriam. Semiramis is the middle of her name is Miriam. Did y'all already figure that out? Semiramis, or however you say her name, the middle of her name is Miriam. Y'all picked that already? Yeah. And these were the wives to who? Semiramis was a wife to one of these gods here. See how she's connected? Look, this is talking about Semiramis right here. And look where it's connecting to Neptune. And we know Neptune was really an Assyrian and Babylonian king, right? Wonder if he was around Job's brother. What's Job's brother's name? Who remembers Job's brother's name? And what does Job's brother look like? Let's go see when Job lived. I didn't look for Job. Nereus. Uh-huh. Wonder if Nereus and Ninus are the same person. Or no, they might not be. But let's see if we can find Job in here. Lot, Aram, Moab. So Ben Ami is the father of the Ammonites. Where you at, Job? Job of Idumea. There he is, grandson of Esau. Oh, wow. And guess what, y'all? He was living in the time when them Benz was on earth. Oh, wow. Why don't tell us about his brothers, though? Come on. Gad, Dinah, Zebulun, Zara. They tell us Job about Idumea, but they don't say. They don't show me where he is. So where's Job at? They said he was an Arabian sage too. Where is Job? Esau. Jacob's twin brother, father of the Edomites. Okay, so where his line? Y'all, why they cut off the line of Esau in here? Ah, they did that on purpose. Ah, y'all know what that means because we found out that Nereus and Job is brothers. Sneaky, sneaky. You said it. Tricky, tricky. We looking for Job. What? We gotta find his other name, Jobab. We gonna have. It might be Jobab in there. So look for Jobab. If you see Jobab, I think I did see Jobab in here. We might have to look for that. Y'all look for Jobab. Gideon. crazy. How they just cut that out? I gotta find that. So Job and Moses was alive at the same time. Job and Moses was alive at the same time. Oh no, Job died right before Moses was born. He was alive when Abram was alive. Y'all, do the KJV tell us who Moses' daddy was? I don't remember. Amram, it do. Another book talk, but do the Bible tell you? It do tell you Amram. Okay. I couldn't remember because they be leaving stuff out of the KJV, so you don't know where to go look. Moses. I gotta get in here. I'm about to go. I'm about to go eat, and I'm about to come in here and look at this even deeper than I did before because. Mm, listen, I know this. I gotta go to the bathroom. This is more of a just pointing out stuff to y'all today that I was looking at. This is y'all be asking me how I be finding stuff. It's opening up these books and looking and seeing that it all go together. All of it. All of this goes together, family. All of these books. The land of the Inky. We know who the Inky are. ENKI. We know who they are. They're listed in the Bible too, which is crazy. Yeah. I'm about to go eat. Yeah. I'll probably be back on here in a minute. I don't know. Because I really want to look at this. Hold on. Let me go to the bathroom. Just give me a second. Be right back. I want to eat today, but I need to eat something. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? It's definitely time to eat. Oh, 9 or 10. What time is it? 9:57. Yeah. I've been up for almost 7 hours with no food. Abram was the leader of the Hebrews in Egypt. Jochebed was Levi's daughter and Abram's aunt. Jochebed was Levi's daughter. Okay. So I'm getting ready to go and eat. But to those of you that now y'all see why I would be wanting y'all to go and look at them words and look at the names and just pay attention. Because everything, once you start just writing down words, it don't matter if you know what they mean right now or later, it's all gonna come into play. Everything come into play later. You don't gotta know all of it now. You're getting your foundation right now. That's why I said all the books, you don't necessarily need all of them right now. But as you need them, they will show up. Okay? And as you can see, the truth has been right in front of our face the whole time. But you got to look at the small things like satyr, satirical. Well, satyrs wrote poems and songs. But just looking at that, oh, I don't think none of it. But I went and looked up. It was a satyr named Petronius. Y'all know that? It was a satyr named Petronius. Now, whether that is the one or not, there was one named Petronius. Maybe those are just his writings and someone found them. They always find ancient manuscripts all the time. So that's why I said when you read about a place in the Bible, if it mentions a name, go look up the other names that it was called, because they giving you the Hebrew name or the Christian name. But as you can see, there's a Persian name, there's an Asian name for that same person, because all of these people were warring against each other. What other name do they go by? Maybe you can find the other parts to the story if you know their other name. Joe married Dinah, who was the sister of the 12 patriarchs. And we know the 12 patriarchs are who? What were the 12 patriarchs and they daddy? Giants. Now we know, I told you, it's the reason they don't list the mothers. It's the reason a lot of times in these biblical stories, they don't list the mothers. Because you can tie the mothers back to the giants. And we've seen that several times. Tie them back to being called goddesses in Egypt and Persia and different places. Because they were the mothers to the giants. And so then they were worshipped Isis and all of these people as deities. They were worshipped as deities because they were the children of the giants. So they were the royal families of the Olympiad. It's so funny that it's 12 royal families or divine families, and Jacob now is the 12 patriarchs, the lineage of that God was going to come through or whatever. And they was giants. And they was constantly fighting bears and running at the same stuff we saw Hercules doing is what Joseph's brothers was doing. Okay. So be mindful of that when you read it. I don't know a natural man that can take a bear and throw it like a rock. I don't know a natural man that can keep up with a gazelle and then pick it up by his hands and rip it to pieces while he's still running. What man y'all know right now that could do that? Outrun a gazelle, catch it, and while he's still running, rip it to pieces with his bare hands. Sounds like something a giant could do. Shaq ain't about to outrun no thing and rip. He can't rip no gazelle. How much does a gazelle weigh? Shaq fat ain't running no. He ain't outrunning no gazelle, I guarantee you. Maybe when he was younger. We'll give him that. I forgot he be watching us, so I gotta keep. Sorry, Shaq. I'm just saying. Ooh. Not with his new hip. Uh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Gazelles are up to 165 pounds. Yeah, okay. So gazelles get up to 165 pounds. How fast do they run? How fast do gazelles run top speed? Twelve miles an hour. 50 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. Okay. That's highway speed. It definitely is. So one of Joseph's brothers could run 60 miles an hour. It says he outran the gazelle. He outran it, which means he was probably running 70 to 80 miles an hour because he outran the gazelle, was able to catch it and rip it up. And they be zigzagging when they run. Exactly. So what human man do you know that can run 60 to 80 miles per hour and pick up a 165-pound gazelle, and while he's still running, rip it to shreds with his bare hands, like pull it apart? That sounds witchcrafty to you. Why does that sound witchcrafty to you? Tell me why that sounds like witchcraft. Hmm. Judah. Judah is the one that did that. Isn't that the line that Jesus came out of? Judah? Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. All right. It says, and the Lord bestowed on me grace in all my undertakings, in the field and at home. I know that I raised a deer, caught it, and prepared it as food for my father, and he ate it. By chasing it, I captured a gazelle, and everything that was in the fields I overtook. I killed a lion and removed it from a kid's mouth. Seizing a bear by the paw, I dropped it over a cliff, and it was crushed. I raced a wild boar, and as I ran, overtook it. Oh, it was a boar. I'm sorry. I raced a wild boar, and as I ran, overtook it and dismembered it. As I ran. In Hebron, a leopard leaped on a dog and seized it. I snatched it by the tail and broke it in two on a rock, a leopard. I found a wild ox grazing in the country. Grasping it by the horns, I brandished it in a circle until it was blind. I hurled it down and destroyed it. So he grabbed an ox. How much do a full-grown ox weigh? $7.96. Paid book one. This is Jesus's line. The part of the Bible you don't have in your King James Version. The part of the Bible that was in there before 1611, 1650. The rest of the story so you can know what happened. Mm-hmm. 1,500 to 3,000 pounds. A bird. So this man Judah, who the Lords came through, was able to pick up a bear by the paw and drop it over a cliff like a rock. Think Shaq could do that? Huh? He said he picked it up by the paw and dropped it. Yeah. Bear weigh 1,500 to 3,000 pounds. You picking it up by the paw and dropping it over a cliff. A bear. You didn't got a wild boar and picked it up and ripped it to pieces while you running. You caught a deer and filleted for your daddy. Oh, okay. We read this before. It says, when two armor-clad kings of the Canaanites came with a large force to seize our flocks, I ran out alone against one of the kings, struck him on his leg armor, and knocked him down and killed him. My father Jacob killed Belsath, king of all kings, a giant of a man in strength, 12 cubits tall. A cubit is 18 to 21 inches. A foot is 12 inches. So if you multiply 12 times, I'll just say 21, and then divide that 12 times 21, and then divide that again by 12, it'll tell you how many feet he was. How tall was King Belshazzar? Yep, Noah's Ark was built by giants. So was Jerusalem. It was built by demons and giants. How tall was he? And we know these numbers can be off a little bit. No, 12 cubits is 18 inches. 18 feet. Okay, so he was 18 feet tall. He was 18 feet tall, and Jacob fought him. "12 cubits is 18 feet. So Jacob fought King Belshazzar, who was 18 feet tall. "18 to 21 feet, we'll say. So he was what, 3 of Shaq? So if you stack Shaq on top of each other, he was 3 of Shaq, basically. Because 3 times 7, 21. Ain't he about 7 feet? Shaq about 7 feet, ain't he? So just imagine Shaq stacked on top of each other 3 times. That's how big this dude was that Jacob went and fought. Like the avatars. Yes. But bigger. I think they was only like what, 10 or 12 feet tall. Something like that. But I'm just saying. So now that we know that Jacob fought King Belshazzar and killed him, and he was 18 to 21 feet tall, now we know why Jacob and them could pick up bears and whatnot. Because they were a part of the clans. And if you go look, tell me the scripture where it talks about Israel, their mother and their father. What scripture is that, family? We are. They call us the smaller selves. Amina? Oh no. Is it Arima? Arima? They call us the smaller selves. And the goddesses, why everybody want to be called a goddess? If you knew, you wouldn't. The Anakim, remember we talked about them, and I'm gonna show this because I know we got some new people. Introducing Anak, keeper of the bodies. The sons of Anak, the Anakim. Anak's name was Keeper, Anak, the keeper of the bodies. The Anakim in the 100,000 Giant War. So y'all done heard about the Anunnaki and the Anakim. They in the book of Og too. The sons of Anak. Who are mentioned, I think, in what, Deuteronomy or something like that. I was looking for where they called a little girlfriends, the goddesses of them all. This back here. Oh, there we go. Look. See it? The kingdom of Og. It talks about the smaller cells in Nimrod. Right? See, the powerful kingdom of Og was not deceptive or crafty with the smaller cells as Nimrod was. Smaller self-adult males were struck down and eaten in the open. We choose not to hide our hunger from the smaller cells. I did not require the loin carving circumcision that Nimrod required in his land. The Rephaim priest of who? Baal. All lands were not to feast upon the smaller self females. Smaller self females become pure priestess and wives and concubines of Baal. I don't know if David was a giant or not. I don't think he was as big as the others, but Hiram Abiff was running with. They had giants on their team though. It's probably why he wasn't scared because he had a lot of giants that was in his army. So all of y'all that want to be called goddesses, that's what the Rephaim. That's where the Egyptian goddesses and the Persian goddesses that y'all be putting on y'all bodies was the wives of the Nephilim and the giants, the sorceresses and the witches. They taught them, we know from Enoch, that that's who the angels, as soon as they came down, that's the first people they taught was the women. And they taught them magic. See? The fall of the angels. They said we about to go tap that booty. Let us go get us a wife and beget us children right here. They said one to another, come and let us choose wives from ourselves from among the daughters of men and beget us children. And some yas of their leader, and there was 200 angels with him. There go our dude Barachiel, that's mentioned right there in the beginning of the Bible. And then there we go. And they took for themselves, everyone respectively chose one woman, and they began to go into them to have sex with them. And they taught them magical medicine, incantations, the cutting of roots, and taught them about plants. And the women became pregnant and gave birth to great giants whose heights were 300 ells, or 300 cubits is 450 feet tall. It's L or a cubit is the same measurement. And it's from the tip of your finger to the inside of your elbow. This is an L or a cubit, 18 to 21 inches. So that's where they get that cubit from. It's a measurement tool from the tip of your finger to here should be 18 to 21 inches, and that's how they measure. Okay, so it says they were 300 cubits or 450 feet tall. Have a good day. And they began, the giants consumed the produce of all the people until the people detested feeding them. So the giants turned against the people in order to eat them, and they began to get in sin against birds, wild beasts, reptiles, and fish. And their flesh was devoured one by another, and they drank blood. And then the earth brought an accusation against the oppressors. So the smaller self women, or the goddesses that y'all be, all of that knew all of the arts, they were the wives of the fallen angels and the giants, and the mothers, the reprobates, the people that God hated. the people that he despised. The people that wanted to be gods. The people that kept going against Israel. They were cursed beings. And y'all go get their names tattooed on your body. And they are now the evil spirits of this world. So the same spirits that be torturing your kids at night is the spirits of the giants and their kids. Because their fathers thought they was going to live forever, and God said no. So where our souls go to a resting place, theirs don't. They stay here, and they are the evil spirits of this realm. The giants' children. They were the first witches, yep. And named their kids after them. They did. Not all of them are sirens. Some of them were. Not all of them. But you got to think, the sirens, even if God did do that, they were doing magic because, what's his name? Job's brother is a shapeshifter. He could walk on land or in the sea, like Poseidon. And his daughters are the Nereids. Job's nieces are the Nereids, the water nymphs. Hell, we don't even know if Job was a shapeshifter, because you see they cut off because they sure didn't want to tell us Nereus was his brother. Canaanite women, that whole area of women, yeah. Yep. Spirits of Ishtar, Baal, Molech, and Dark Trinity. And they all listed in this. They pray to Molech. All them people you just named. Molech, Ishtar, Baal, they all in here. In the book of Ob. That's who they pray to. Some of the demons pray, some of the giants pray to Molech. Some of them pray to Baal. And some of them pray to older gods than them. Ain't that crazy? And Friday, the Nereid married Poseidon. Yes, Toya. But his brother was his brother was a what's the name? A mer person. The audacity of these giants. Yeah. But see, now we know why they left certain stories out. And it's got to be true, because even in our big green book, it tells us that Greek mythology is the Assyrian and Babylonian kings. And we know that Job was an Assyrian or Babylonian king in that era. Which means his brother would have been royalty too, and he was a ruler over the waters. And the even scarier thing about that is the dude could still be alive, because it never said that any of the sea life was killed. It was everything on land. When the flood happened, it didn't say, it said all the land folks. It never said nothing about, mermaids are still here. Giants are still here. Dragons are still here. Didn't that dragon come up out the water? They never mentioned the life expectancy of those. They didn't. And they always talk about how old they are. It just said everything that was on land. Okay? The people. The old map is not lying. Hmm. And y'all see right behind here is the seahorse. They look like a real horse. Now, miscegenation would be mixing a regular horse with a whale or something, a dolphin. And who remembers in Jasher it said they start mixing all the species. This is what pissed God off. They always try to one up God. So God made the seahorses that look like they look, right? God made, but that whole seahorse is a fish. The seahorses that we see from the mythology don't look like the same seahorse that's in the water. They look different. We know why they mixed the animals because they was trying to make the animals that they saw in heaven. They tried to come down and do everything that God did on earth. So there's these seahorses that look like it's a whole fish, and then you see the seahorses that look like this, that is an actual horse in the front and some type of other animal in the back. They don't look like the seahorses with the little curled up tail. Ohio. And Ohio was it? Oh my God, girl, what you didn't say it. Ohio and Ohio. And you know that Ohio is the valley of the Amorites and the Ammonites. Literally. You can look that up. It said the Amorites and the Ammonites and a few other races. Ohio. Ohio. And he was the son of an angel, Baraquiel. We know that because he's the one I told y'all that went and talked to Ohio and Mahiah were twin giants. And they went and talked to Moses. I mean Enoch. They had a dream about the flood. In the book of you caught that. I didn't even think about it, pumpkin. Look. See? The giants began to be troubled by a series of dreams. Mayway the Titan, son of the angel Baraquiel, or Barachiel, reports the first of the dreams to his fellow giants. Okay? Look, there go it. Ohio. Ohio. And you know what? What's crazy is it's just I-O. You sure caught that. And Ohio is literally called the Ohio Valley, Valley of the Giants. That's crazy. Out of all the times I've seen it, I never even thought about it. I was using my circus skills. Come on with it. You're seeking and finding, baby. You're seeking it. I didn't even think, out of all these times I read Ohio, never thought about Ohio. And all you got to do is change the Y and the A to I-O. That's crazy. Do y'all see where all these words, I told y'all we just be saying stuff. And for those of you that don't believe, there we go, the Book of the Giants. And this is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Book of the Giants. There it is. And yes, it's dirty. Because I've had this book for a while, it's starting to break apart. But look, the giants begin to be troubled by a series of dreams. The giants go to the others and discuss them. And then who do they go to? The monsters. More dreams afflict the giants. The details of the visions are obscure, but it bodes ill for the giants. The dreamers speak first to the monsters, then to the giants. This is the. And then who they go see? It says, after a cosmic journey, Mayway comes to Enoch and makes his request. Enoch is the one that told us about the giants. Look at that. After a cosmic journey, Mayway, son of Baraquiel, the angel, comes to Enoch and makes his request. Okay. So now we know why this is important. The Watchers, the Nephilim, and the biblical cosmic war of the seed. And we talked about this before. The seed is the seed of God, like the humans that God made against the seed of the giants and the fallen angels. And that's why I told y'all why the wars are that Israel fought are so important, because they were against all the races of giants. They were against the angels were God's first kids. The ones that got kicked out was mad because their daddy don't want to talk to them. Then God made us, and he made us his prized possession, and then Jerusalem as the place. Okay. So then the angels, who used to be God's kids, got mad and made their own kids to wipe out the humans. They almost succeeded. They almost succeeded. Where was Enoch for them to make a cosmic journey? No, where were they coming from? Enoch was probably here, but it said God hid him away, remember? He was probably way up in the mountain somewhere, but they had to fly. It says he flew, remember? It says he flew to go see Enoch. See? It says Mayway mounted up in the air like strong winds and flew with his hands like an eagle. He left behind the inhabited world and passed over desolation, the great desert, and Enoch saw him and held him. And Mayway said to him, I was sent hither to you a second time. The giants await your words, and all the monsters of earth. These were the people that were living at that time. And it says they sinned against the birds, the reptiles, the animals of the field. These are the ancient Persians. What do they have? Wings. You got some rigging to do. You sure do. You sure do. It says, and Hiram, a Hiram, like Hiram Abuth, but a Hiram, and Aniel, and to Baraquiel, and to the monsters, and to Namiel, and to Raziel, and to Amiel, and something something to all these giants. What are the sins that you killed something? Behold, all of these have gone away through your sword. Blood like rivers on the earth. It's crazy. Isn't that interesting? El and all of those names. Yep. And God took his name off of them. That's why Barak, which means one who fell like heaven from heaven, like lightning, Barak does. Barakiel. But in the Bible, right in the beginning, his name is Barak. God removed the El, the name of God, from their names. Right. And we know Barakiel was the father of Mayway the Titan and the other dude. But let me show you something. Who remembers this from yesterday? The Roman numerals Teitan add up to 666. Titan. That's really how it's spelled. They show us this. This is how they show us it's spelled. But that's really how it's spelled. And that adds up to this. And the Antichrist is technically going to be a Nephilim. They said he the devil's child, and if Lucifer is an angel and he is father to child, that would be what his brothers did in the beginning of the earth, isn't it? They all trying to copy off my daddy, who fathered Jesus by spirit, and the angels are spirit. Mm-hmm. Maybe, maybe not. Copycats. Yeah, they was trying to make Jesus come, like, you know what I mean? So, oh, he did it after we did it. No creativity at all. You said it. Everything, even if you read the King of, they use God's scriptures and made them their own. Mm-hmm. Plagiarism, exactly. Yep. So be careful of the things you wear, the things you read, not the things you read, but what you putting on your body, what you naming your kids. Words all have meaning. It's very important that you pay attention. What you saying. Because to see all these names in here, it's another word. I can't think of it and I found it in here. Something we say all the time. Never even thought about it. Where the name came from or where the word came from. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Keita. Because they do need to know. Who went and watched a little bit of our show? Y'all didn't win what day you finished watching Invisible City? Cause I didn't finish it. They need to come on and come out with the rest of it. I'm trying to turn this light off. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm not gonna say what happened. But is it not mind blowing that they told that little girl everything that was true in her book? And they told her how to conjure them spirits. And they came, didn't they? The Invisible City. Y'all realize this is what that spirit was? Y'all can tell she was walking like an owl, and then she turned into an owl and would fly away. And her hair was wild and crazy like that too, wasn't it? She said, "You didn't even wait. You just summoned me 5 minutes ago." I said, I wonder how many of them are going to pick up that she's a harpy. The pink dolphin turning into a man is Nereus going from tell me that is not everything that we read. We just read about Nereus being a shapeshifter, Job's brother, that could be in land and on sea, and boom. The man puts the dolphin in there, and what he do? Turn into a man. Yeah. Because guess what? That other lady, yeah, it's on Netflix. So in Enoch 8, not Enoch 8, in Enoch 7, where it says, so the giants turned against the people, and they began to sin against birds, wild beasts, reptiles, and fish. Sin against me, have sex with, bestiality. That's where the monsters came from. Can I ask a question? To the people that watched it? There go Joe's brother. Yes, they're the sons. This is Job's brother Nereus. Look at his face. He a brother. He got a whole afro and everything. This is Nereus, the father of the Nereids, Job's brother. You was just reading that? And don't say, oh, that's mythology. Well, then tell me why. If it's just mythology and it's not real, why is it mentioned in here in the creations in the Bible? Oh, let's do this. A third of all races of the angels fell. So I'm sure there were some seraphim that fell. You got 3 sets of wings. If they came down and made wives, the angels, and if they went into the birds and the beasts of the field, the angels, never known birds to have ears, but maybe they did. That would be a reptile person. And that would be an animal of the field person. Another reptile person. So in Enoch, it says they went into the animals, and these animals became rulers and gods. Like a hippopotamus person. The goddess Teret. And we know Teret. Tourette's! Clear! As me and my cousin say. Oh. What sound do it? I'm just gonna stay down here on the floor because Bes is a foreign god who was introduced to Egypt, represented as a hideous bearded dwarf dressed in leopard skin. Huh. The Hathors were kind of fairy godmothers who sometimes appeared at birth of the young Egyptian to prophesy his destiny, as we have seen in Meskenet do. Or were they the demons that showed up at birth that are in Testament of Solomon? You remember there was 2 or 3 demons that were female demons that show up at birth. Her name is spelled Taueret. Oh my God, yes, it's after her. Is that how you spell Tourette? Uh, okay, here go another one. Wow. Hapi, Hapi, was the name of of the deified Nile. He is given the figure out of a man, a vigorous but fat, with breasts developed like those of a woman, though less firm and hanging heavily on his chest. He is dressed like the boatman and fisherman, with a narrow belt which sustains his massive belly. On his head, he wears a crown made of aquatic plants of lotus. He is the Nile of Upper Egypt, and Papyrus if he represents the river in the Lower Egypt. Happy, in fact, played the two parts of Southern Nile and Northern Nile. There were two corresponding goddesses who personified the riverbanks, and they are sometimes seen standing with outstretched arms as though begging for the water which will render them fertile. Wow. Tourette, and her other name is spelled Apet, Apet, or Opet, Opet. So Tourette, Opet, and Apet are the same. Apet and Opet, the Great, was a popular goddess of childbirth and symbolized maternity and suckling. She is represented as a female hippopotamus with the pendant meme. With the pendant meme. Standing meme. Mammy. A mammy. A mammy. Oh my, a mammy. A mammy was a black woman that was a nurse to sucklings and new babies. And a lot of times a mammy is the one that suckles the baby. Mamme, a mammy. Wet nurse. Wow. It says she is represented as a female hippopotamus with a pendant mammy or mammy. Wow. Standing upright on her legs and holding the hieroglyphic sign of protection, Sa, S-A, a plate of rolled papyrus. Papyrus. I'll never say that. Papyrus, whatever. She was especially worshipped in Thebes, where, under the New Kingdom, she enjoyed great popularity among the people of middle class, who often gave her name to their children and decorated their houses with her images. As well as her role of protectress, Tourette sometimes fulfilled that of an avenging deity. Then she would appear as a goddess with the body of a hippopotamus, but the head of a lioness who brandished a dagger in a menacing manner. Hecate was a frog goddess or frog-headed goddess. A frog-headed goddess. Y'all, what's the disease that causes babies to look like people to look like frogs? Y'all remember the frog baby that they had over in India or something? What's that disease? Something cephaly. What's the frog syndrome? Something cephaly. Anybody know? You are not that you got the page, girl. You are funny. Did you go buy this book, Queen? You got the book. I said, is it on page 38? It sure is. You are hilarious. Crouzon syndrome. I thought it was said, girl, you are hilarious. She said, oh, you'll not be reading a book that I don't have. You'll not. I'm going to find that. Is it Crouzon? I thought it was something cephaly. Okay. Is that in the cephaly family? What about the Backyard Against cartoon? Is Shaniqua a hippo? Is it called anencephaly? That's what I was looking for. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Who's starting to see this whole bestiality thing that the angels did? You are starting to see how it made sickness for humans. They swear up and down the medical industry, the medical community, that no, they don't know where that is. It's a rare genital condition. And they know exactly where it comes from. The frog-headed goddess, the double wombs, the intersex people. Intersex people come from Hermes and Aphrodite's union. You are just like the six finger people come from the what's the names that we just talked about? The sons of what's this name? The Rapha. Literally. Psychopia and all of that. Yeah. You have 12 fingers? Do you? Well, you are welcome here. We have people with web fingers and everything. 2 uteruses. We got 2 people that got 2 uteruses. And I can't remember which one of the goddesses, but we found out her name. She had 2 MAMMAE. You got 2. You got 6, and your daughter does too. Ah, shoot, we might not need Jimmy J6 now. Welcome in here. Yes, we read about your family members all the time. So do. So you need to get this book so you can show your baby. I turned right to it. Look, it's in the Bible. And still another battle which took place at Gath. There was a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He was also descendant of Rapha. And look right there. Another wartime passage tells of Og, the last Rephite king under Joshua's command. The last Rephite king. What to do with it? I didn't put it. Oh. You mean this Og of the Rapha? Huh? King Og of Bashan? You mean this Og right here that talks about the 100,000 giant war? Oh. Vitrico centaurs is a mammalian hybrid, half human, half frog. So they're called a centaur too? A vitrico centaur. I'm gonna have to look that up. So it says, although King David's reign, all through King David's reign, he warred against surrounding nations, the giants. His son Solomon talked about the wars waged against my father David from all sides in 1 Kings 5 and 3. David was a strong warrior who fought in God's name. During one battle in the area around Gath, which was Goliath's hometown, David's men fought a huge warrior who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. According to the record, he also was a descendant from Rapha. All told, 4 Raphaim fell before David and his men that day. So 4 Raphaim, these guys, fell before David. Another wartime passage tells of Og, the last Raphaite king, under Joshua's command. Didn't I tell y'all Joshua and them was fighting? The Israelite army fought his men and struck them down, leaving no survivors. So they killed them. In Deuteronomy 3:3, in the aftermath, they made a note of just how big he was. His bed was more than 9 cubits long, which is over 13 feet. The Rephaim was associated with an ancient race of giants. They're large in stature, unusually strong, and inherited a quirky trait: extra fingers and toes. Much like the Nephilim, the Rephaim were thought to have supernatural strength, possibly because they were descended from angels. In many cultures, bonus fingers and toes are thought to be a sign of special powers. Ancient statues in Jericho show, and where? Jericho, where they had to walk around them because the walls were so tall they couldn't get in. Huh? And they had to be quiet. Y'all remember they had to walk around because the walls were so big and they. Y'all remember the walls of Jericho? Now y'all know who built them. Now y'all know why they couldn't get in there. Now y'all know why it's so important that God brought them walls down. They could have been tall like the ice wall on Game of Thrones. Oh. It says, and medieval paintings sometimes give a sixth finger to important people from the Bible, like Adam, John the Baptist, Apostle Paul, and Mary, the mother of Jesus. Today, having extra digits is called polydactyly, and its frequency varies among different races, with Caucasians being less prone than those of African descent. So white folks, I love y'all, but y'all are less prone to have 6 fingers and 6 toes because the angels went down in Africa. 7th generation from Adam. Everybody was still real brown at that time. They hadn't left Africa yet. And so this is why a lot of black folks and people of color have an extra finger and an extra toe. Supernatural bloodline. And they always say the big black guy. It was the big black guy. Even if he only this big, he's the big black guy. Those black guys are strong. He deadlifted 350. Oh. Without no meds. The muscles is bigger. Love y'all. It's always the big black guy. It's the big black guy. He did it. The big black. Why can't just be the black dude? He got to be the big black. He's massive. They always describe black people as big and just. God, he's a big one. He's a big guy. Hold on, big guy. Hey, Green Mile. Green Mile. Tell y'all anything? What about the Green Mile? Wasn't he massive and he had magical powers? He was able to see in the spirit and see people's hearts. Walk in the Green Mile. Walk in the Green Mile. Oh. So much so that the powers he had, he made Tom Hanks live longer in the mouse, Mr. Jangles. Mr. Jangles got something that went into him, the power that came out of old. He was big, he was black, and he had spiritual abilities that the people around him didn't. Let me go rewatch. Girl, yeah! Y'all got to watch. Everybody about to go watch the Green Mile now. What did he have? I don't remember too much of what happened. Y'all funny. They be telling y'all without telling y'all. Now I have to go rewatch. Y'all are hilarious. I love that movie. Yep, my husband had to explain it to me. And it's both Jangles, Mr. Jangles. Now there are some nasty parts in there, so do not let the kids watch. Oh, this is nasty people. Me and my sisters. Definitely gonna rewatch. It's my son's favorite movie besides Forrest Gump. Come on now. Yep, The Invisible City and Green Mountain Next. Y'all are funny. Now I will be rewatching all the movies. Please do. Please do. Please do. Let me go watch Green Mountain and get right. Not get right for Jesus. He said I tried to help it. He sure did, didn't he? All right, well, y'all go do that. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to get off here. For real this time. Bye. I love y'all. Now y'all got something to go watch for today. Look at that. They feeling a real skeleton. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm hungry, y'all. I've been hungry I've been up since 3 o'clock. I got up at 3:03 or 3:50 between 3:03 and 3:15. It's about to be 11 o'clock. That's 8 hours without no food. I'm hungry and I don't want to pass out of here. I'm about to go. I love y'all. Y'all probably just been up a couple hours. I've been up since 3 o'clock.